Have you ever felt like when you want to clean your room or you want to work out, there's always something that's blocking you? Like the moment when you try to do it, you automatically find a reason to not do it. Maybe you go play video games or anything else. And that's not you being lazy or anything like that. It's just our brain are wired to avoid hard things. So that's why every time we want to do something hard, we always find a reason to not do it. And that's actually a very simple way to beat this thing. It's called the 2 minute rule. The reason why people fail to even start a habit is because they start too big. So let's say they want to start working out, they jump straight into a 1 hour workout. They want to meditate, they jump straight into a 30-minute meditation session. The reason why most people fail at building habits is because they always start too big. For example, if they want to read a book, they jump straight into a 20-page reading session. They want to work out, they jump straight into a 2 hours workout session. Like, you're not going to keep that up consistently for a week or two. Because it feels so overwhelming for someone starting from zero. You're going to use all your willpower to plow through it and do the hard work. And once you use up all your willpower, you're not going to feel like doing them again. You just escape back to your old bad habits. So James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, came up with this idea. Is that when you start something new, you want to build a new habit, you're going to do it for only 2 minutes. That's it. If the habit is something stupidly hard, then shrink it until it's stupidly easy. For example, if you want to read a book, for example, if you want to read books, just write one page. You want to make a game, just write one line of code. For example, you want to read a book, just read one page. You want to write a novel or something, just write one sentence. The psychology behind this is that starting is the hardest part. You know how people always say taking the first step is harder than the rest? It's the same psychology here. So the psychology here is starting is the hardest part. So that's why we start small so we will not feel any resistance. It's the same thing as when people say the first step is always the hardest. And when you don't have any mental resistance, it's easier for you to do that thing. And humans, they generally tend to finish what they started. So once they get on it, momentum gets going and they finish the thing that they set out to do. And most of us tend to finish what we started. So let's say I wanted to read a book. I only read one page, but I felt like I can read much more. So later, I would just go on reading the whole chapter instead. But even if you don't keep going, just reading one page is already much better than reading 0 pages, right? And that's the real secret here. You don't need to start big. You just need to start small and keep it consistent. In the end, it's about becoming the type of person to do the habit every day, even if it's small. 2 minutes a day is much better than 2 hours per month. So here's the action step you need to do today. Start with something small. Maybe read a book, maybe write a story or something like that. Shrink it down to a 2 minute version. And if you can't keep going for more than 2 minutes, that's fine. Do it tomorrow. And once you do this consistently every day, you're going to build a habit in just 2 or 3 weeks. You need to keep in mind that big success, the big things, always start with something small. So start small, keep consistent. That's better than starting big and having no results. So that's it for this video. If you like my content, you can consider subscribing and leave a like so YouTube will push my video to more people trying to improve. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.